Assalamu alaikum. Malaikum salam. Yo, what's up, my YouTube fam? I'm in character right now. This past weekend, my cousin had a birthday party, right? Down in Southern Cal. And her theme was dress up like the 1970s and come at somebody. So most people had afros, daishiki, some came with the piece, looking like, people from Woodstock. Well, your boy came as Malcolm X. It was fun, I had a great time. But anyway, I'm here to answer some questions. Now, recently, last week on Thursday, I released a short film titled They're Here. It's a sci-fi short thriller about being abducted by aliens. As a child, loved E.T., loved Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Later, I loved War of the Worlds. There are similarities in those movies, all directed by Steven Spielberg, a big influence on me as a film director. And also, through the 90s, my favorite show on TV was The X-Files. I am fascinated with aliens and UFOs. Do they exist? Are they real? Are they myths? Is it the government hiding things from us? So these things always intrigue me as a child and as a young adult. And there are certain stories about abductions that are never told. And I'm a big fan of period pieces, and I'm a big fan of silent films. Well, I don't do silent films, but in this case, sci-fi, you really don't need words. My characters don't have any speaking lines, but it's all done with their face expressions. Sound design is extremely important in these short films for me. If I can pull the audience into my world without not saying one word, man, I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. And one of the main questions I had was, yo, do you have any films from back in the day when you was in film school, when you was in college? Yes and no. Back then, all films was done on film. There was no digital invented back then. And so I don't have them available to show or to download on YouTube, but I can tell you what I did. I did some short films, basically interviews around the college campus. I would bust into a classroom, impromptu start interviewing people. Sometimes the teacher would kick me out or the teacher would get involved and let me do it. I used to videotape football games when I was commentating. I was a commentator in college for the basketball team. Also, we had a class project. One was to shoot a music video with dancers and rappers, and I did that. And my other one, my final project, was to pick a sports team and a song from the Olympics and combine them together to make something very dramatic and triumphant. And I chose my favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys, the year they won the Super Bowl, 92 and 93. And I put together some clips of that whole year leading up to the Super Bowl, along with some friends of mine, and got the classic song from Whitney Houston from the Olympics and added it to the edited project and got an A+ on that. So those are some of my films that I did when I was in film school. But like Spike Lee said, man, just pick up a recording device and start filming. If you have talent, it will show. I know a lot of people with fancy equipment and they never take a chance. They don't film nothing. They're too scared. They're saying this, they're doing that. Look, I storyboard in my head. I don't draw anything as of yet, maybe later on in life, but right now I storyboard in my head, and I do what most directors do. I shoot out of sequence. And then later on when I edit, I add things together. Some things that I was going to use end up getting cut on the cutting floor. Some things that was extra worked out great for some extra footage. And I always film way too much on purpose. It's best to have more than less. In my type of films, I like to build tension. And my personal way of building tension, dramatic music and long takes with the camera. When the camera is fixated on one thing and you're staring at it, you're wondering what's going to happen. The music is telling you one thing, but your eyes are telling you another. That's another trick in Hollywood. And I love doing it with my short films, especially with my sci-fi. And as a matter of fact, as of today, I have decided to do a sequel, a follow-up to They're Here. And I started shooting it as of today. I storyboarded in my head. It came out of nowhere because I didn't think at all I could do a sequel to the short film, but it hit me like that. And so I'm working on that now. I will reveal the title later, but if you have any type of equipment and you're wondering if you can be a director, producer, editor or not, you won't know until you try. You don't need the best of the best to be the best. Use what you got and make it work. And then your talent will show. Because man, a lot of these directors nowadays started off really mediocre and had nothing and built their way up to now. Jordan Peele is a huge inspiration. Came from comedy and telling original stories from his own mind. And he's hell-bent on getting his message across. He's been approached to do major films. He's turning down Hollywood and doing his own thing. And I really, really, really admire that. And that's the road I want to take. I'm taking a chance on YouTube. I'm pouring my heart into these short films and giving them to you. I love the little premiere thing. It's like a red carpet type of joint with these short films that I'm putting out there. And I'm telling you, it helps me to see if people like my work. Am I any good at this directing thing? I love being in front of the camera. I love it. But what I love more is being behind the camera and producing content that'll pull people in and make them believe, make them feel good, make them sad, make them happy, or make them curious. That's what a director wants more than anything, is a reaction from his audience. But any more questions, feel free to hit me up via social media or email. I love answering these questions behind these short stories of mine. Stay tuned, more things to come real soon. Until then, ta-ta now. Assalamu alaikum. Malaikum salam. Hello. Now, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Without you, there's no me. And do us a favor, stop by the website at www.blacktastic.net and pick up some merchandise. Get yourself a hat or pick up a t-shirt. It's things like that that help keep the channel going. And also, feel free to leave a donation on the home page at www.blacktastic.net. Thank you all so much. Again, you make this so much fun. Without you, there's no me. Until next time, see you later.